dad is essentially going to pimp out his daughter in 19 years of covering predators going after children. This is a first.
Pull him in the drive now.
Milkshake in hand for the child he thinks he's coming to meet.
Hey babe, look who brought you a shake. Got her something. Got a shake. Such a young girl, she's so beautiful, isn't she?
Oh, tell me about it. Grown up. And this young?
Yeah.
I have been with another 13-year-old. I love younger women.
Did you guys know Chris Hansen is back? Well, he's been back since last year. And he's on a show called True Blue, which sounds like Blue's Clues, but the adult version. I didn't know it, but he's been busting some people. You know? He's still doing the same thing he used to do on To Catch a Predator. He's just a lot older, slightly fatter, a little more disgraced, but he's still doing it. And I'll tell you what, times have not changed because the people on this show are the most deplorable people I have ever seen. In fact, the episode that I want to talk to you about today, if it's not fake, is easily the absolute worst thread I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely. I don't know a better way to say that. I honestly thought this whole series was fake, and I thought that's what the video would be about. I did have a look up on the Wikipedia, and I did find the guy's picture, so they're either playing it really well, or it's true. But either way, what you're gonna see is disgusting. But hey, 3 cheers for Chris Hansen for still doing this. He tried to do a job in like other things, I'm sure, and then realized the thing that he loved best is grilling Preds. He's a Preddy griller. It's not a petty, it's a Preddy. Anyway, like I said, this is the craziest thing because when you read the title of the episode, it almost makes 0 sense. So when I look up the site, I go on something called True Blue. It says True Blue is a factual streaming network, home to some of the biggest personalities in crime and investigation. We examine scams, catch predators, and bring you a fresh supply of gripping true crime programs and documentaries. Never heard of it. I don't know who has. When you look at the banner, it almost makes it look like it's a parody of Dateline NBC and To Catch a Predator because the main picture is Chris Hansen sitting down with his legs crossed doing one of these while the predator is face down, as if Chris Hansen kicked him, knocked him out, and then said, "What, bitch?" You tell me if this is real or fake. All I'm saying is that the episode itself is crazy. It's called Daddy Daughter Donnie Takedown. And the premise of this episode is already vile because apparently, and this is actually a thing, the episode centers around a dad who pumps out his own 13-year-old daughter to old men. And the person who is the pred says he's done this before. I don't think this is a real thing, but it very well could be. Maybe I'm wrong. So let's take a look at this.
This is a bad guy. Yes.
Oh, it starts off with an ad. How fetching. By the way, if you want to see more of this amazing content, please consider subscribing. I feel like I should do the adverts now. Also, join me at 16leo_. I think it's just Leo now, where you can message me on Instagram for ideas for the next video.
Montgomery County, Ohio is the epicenter for Operation Intercept, the multi-agency task force assembled to combat child predators. Even though we're in the Dayton area, alleged predators looking to meet with underage children.
I thought he was saying like Dayton. Even though we're in the Dayton area, some people don't like Dayton. They like, can I say it? It's the R word. No, Chris, they like R-in people. It doesn't sound the same.
This is 70-year-old Donnie from New Palestine, Indiana, about an hour-and-a-half drive away.
New Palestine? New Mexico, New Palestine? Are we just gonna start New South Africa? Where's that, in Tennessee? What are we doing here in America? New York? What happened to the old one? Jesus.
Pull him in the drive now.
Donnie has been chatting with who he thinks is the father of a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, so already, it's kind of a weird premise. This episode centers around an old 70-year-old man texting. First of all, that's far-fetched. Secondly, He's texting not with the girl, but with the dad of the girl. Now, I ask you, on what genuine website would you find this? Because on every other show, they have chat rooms, they have things that back on Dateline you could look at and be like, oh yeah, friggin' chat roulette is just people showing people their ding-dongs every day. That's an unfiltered site. I don't know. I'm sure the dark web exists, but if you tell me that a 70-year-old can get on the dark web at will, I got some other questions really. I need to know who this man is and why he's not a hacker yet. Why he's in a retirement home stealing all his retirement friends' funds right now. Huh? I don't know, man.
Captain Terry Abels and I discussed the nature of the creepy and criminal chats.
Oh my god, he looks like an NPC. Anyone who has that weird... He looks like a Fallout character.
An older gentleman coming from out of state to meet a 43-year-old dad and his 13-year-old daughter to engage in sex acts with both of them.
With both of them?
Yes.
I'm sorry, with both of them? One's legal, one's not. Both of them. How do you even advertise this? Like, what site? Tinder is for hookups. Bumble is for if you want to have sex with bees, I think. Hinge is for sex with door handles. What site is this? What is this? Old man plus young girl who happens to be my daughter? What site did this guy even go looking and finding this? They do not give you information like this, and this is why I think, okay, I mean, there's a chance that it's not real. I'm not saying that it's not, because I don't, like, clearly looks like it, but whew, this is far-fetched, but my god.
The dad is essentially going to pimp out his daughter. I've seen a lot of things in 19 years of covering predators going after children.
I mean, Chris Hansen said it best. So a dad is gonna pump out his little daughter, and then they're all gonna engage in... Basically, it's like saying young girl, old man, grandpa. There's 3 generations of cesspool sex right there. All very, very, very bad. And Chris Hansen says in like 20 years of doing this, he hasn't ever seen anything like this. And I think that might be because someone wrote it, but who could even come up with this? The problem with this is that on a show like Dateline, NBC, it's very important that the gulls or the catfishes do not make contact with the potential preds, because they have to make first contact, showing they have the intention to do so. Without that, you're just coaxing someone into doing something. And I just don't understand, like, what site could just be like this where a 70-year-old man could find that. I'm not trying to point holes out in this plot, but I'm also trying to do it so that my own sanity can maybe say that this is fake.
If you guys weren't here engaging in this chat online, this is a guy who'd be looking for a realistic scenario and wanting to victimize a 13-year-old child.
That's correct.
Well, this again, Chris, I feel like you're just throwing yourself under the bus by saying things like, if you weren't here, he might have had a real scenario. None of this fake bullshit, right? If this guy was here and you guys weren't, he would do some real shit. That's Chris Hansen signing out.
What should happen to a guy like this?
He should absolutely be caught and absolutely prosecuted and jailed if that fits it.
I would venture to ask the question, what would happen to the dad who's trying to pump out his daughter? Is that not a federal crime, a absolute embarrassment to even have this as a setup? Can we not avoid that as being a problem, you know? I've never seen this before. Like on NBC, everyone's just, it's a young girl. It's not a young girl who's doing some illegal stuff and then you get caught doing it. Like, I don't even know who to root for. This is crazy.
Donnie pulls into the driveway of the Sting house.
I'm gonna go out.
Milkshake in hand for the child he thinks he's coming to meet.
Milkshake. Donnie, you're trying to bang this kid. What are you doing, Donnie? I'm not condoning. I'm just saying. F you, Donnie. What happened to the dad? I thought you're trying to bang both of them. Just because he's older, it doesn't mean he doesn't deserve a milkshake. If anything, that guy needs the damn milkshake. Probably early in the morning, he's wiping the crust out of his eyes. Maybe he could have used a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Huh?
How are you?
Donnie.
Come on in. Thank you. Hey, babe, look who brought you a shake.
Did this guy just say, hey, babe, to his daughter? I feel like this is faker and faker every day. Has anybody called their daughter babe before? Unless she was a pig? God damn it, man. This is vile on all ends. How am I supposed to even... I know they're actors and stuff, but you, babe? Ooh, baby cakes, my sweet, sweet little prostitution lady, or something. I don't know, babe. That's where's mom, by the way? I'm sorry. Where's mom in this situation? Is mom going out for groceries and you're like, oh, I'll just be feeding babe over here some Brussels sprouts and knowledge? Where's mom when all of this is going down? Also, I just want to say, if you are a pred, which you're not if you're watching this channel, because we're good people. But if you are, firstly, turn yourself in. Secondly, just a little tip. If you walk into the house and you don't see any pictures of anyone, that's a setup. That's a big, blatant setup. Also, if a dad calls his daughter babe, run.
How's traffic?
Not bad.
No.
75 is bad.
75, yeah, that's hit or
75 is
miss.
always bad.
Yeah.
Is that a measurement of traffic? So I was zoning out. I was just thinking about his beautiful, lumpy body. $75 bad how is traffic $75 bad? Is that a coherent sentence, or do I need to smoke something to understand what the hell just happened? How was traffic bad? It's $20. Okay.
For safety reasons, we've altered the female decoy's voice.
Why? You guys have never done that in 20 years of NBC. Why start now?
Such a young girl, she's so beautiful, isn't she?
Oh, tell me about it. Grown up.
Yeah, just a little nervous, not really used to this.
Oh, I can't do this, man. She sounds like she's a zombie from Call of Duty. What? You're trying to make a serious series, Chris Hansen. I'm having flashbacks to zombie mode. She keeps talking, I'm gonna get my friends in like a damn pistol.
Very nervous. Have you ever done this before? This is our first time.
Yeah.
You have? With kids of her
It'll be
age?
fine.
Donnie, what is it, a Bollywood movie now? Why are you like, she's here. Chill out. Also, so the dad and the daughter have never done this before in their lore. I would love to know how this conversation went. Like the dad knocks on his daughter's, hello babe. Hi dad. Yeah, you know, we definitely are doing some illegal stuff here. Do you want to try, you know, fucking an old man, maybe? Both of us together as homies. We can do it too. I mean, since we're evil and horrible. This happened in someone's head. This is a normal thing. This actually got written down and we're watching this crap. This is the worst.
At times, I cringe at what I'm hearing.
I just do what I'm told.
You do. Daddy's girl, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's disgusting. None of this is okay.
We want to make sure she's safe.
You want to make sure she's safe. You got a random 70-year-old, and you're going to be there as well. Presumably also getting in on the action. Your own daughter. What? You want to make sure she's safe? Whoever wrote the script needs to need a rewrite, man.
You've done this before? I mean,
Yeah. We're going to be very slow, very easy, and we're going to catch a lot.
Say, catch a lot? Was this a fishing expedition now? What are you catching? Feelings? Oh my god, is this a love story between two old men? Because that would be, again, wrong. But not because they're old men, it's because the daughter's involved.
you're safe, like, she don't get pregnant.
Oh,
At
no.
13, can you
Oh,
imagine
no.
going to
Oh,
do dirt
good
she's
Lord,
pregnant?
no.
Oh yeah, of course, because that's where we draw the line. Listen, old man. Donnie, if you will. You can do anything you want to, because I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be doing some things to you too. If you get her pregnant, Donnie, I'll kill you. But anything else, I like it. I'ma bump your fist while I pump your oh. Sorry about that. I just can't believe this is a thing.
I've had a vasectomy forever.
Okay.
I had 2 kids, so I'm...
Oh, so he's got kids? Well, he's 70. Well, he's also, this guy's real, like, the most evil person in humanity. I'm gonna state the obvious. If you have kids, how can you possibly do this? You evil human being. Evil human. This is a really bad advert for Nike, by the way. Nike. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. The consequences will come later. Like you.
I have been with another 13-year-old.
Okay. Well, how'd that go? Was that okay?
It went super.
Have you ever seen someone just confessing some shit like this? I don't know, man. I don't know if Donnie's just stupid and evil or just this is not real. Because I wouldn't assume that if someone was robbing a bank in the middle of it, he'd be like, bruh, this was so much easier than the last one. I just don't think you just like blurt out your criminal record to someone you just met. Maybe I'm wrong. A lot of criminals did I say criminals? A lot of criminals are egotistical, but Donster over here doesn't seem like he could do that. So I don't know.
I love younger women.
No shit. You're on a couch, you're 70 years old, you're trying to bang a very underage person and her dad. This is like, you're halfway through this. Now saying, by the way, I hope you know, I'm looking at your daughter, not just you. Yes, Donnie, we understand.
You've done a great job with her.
What do you mean?
You brought her up right.
Yeah, man. He brought her up right. The right way. This is the right way to raise your kids, apparently, according to Donnie. The epitome of good parenting. When mama goes out to the shops, you pump out your daughter and then get involved with her and someone else. That's... I can say this now because I don't have a kid. Once I do, I think I'll blow up. I'll actually blow up.
I think that parents should be more involved in their kids' sexual activities.
Said no one ever. No, come on now. This is not real. Because if this is real, this guy is the most warped individual of all time. Nobody says that. Some people have intrusive thoughts. Some people have thoughts that, you might want to keep to yourself because they might be fleeting thoughts. And some people downright know some of the shit they think is wrong. But you usually keep that to yourself. Donnie over here is like, you got a little kid, you got to show him what it is and what it ain't. That milkshake is a analogy for what for what's gonna happen to you, old man.
You ready to get this started?
If you like. Yeah. Now, are you joining this?
Sheriff's office.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, get up.
Yeah, well, anyway, the music rises, the tension ramps up. He tells the girl to have her shake before he starts to get that shake on. And just as he's about to get into it, the police come out and he's like, damn. But he even says he knew this was a setup, which is what they all say.
Since Donnie said he knew what this was, it should be no surprise then that he's put in cuffs and read his rights.
I'm sorry, maybe you can answer me because I'm probably wrong about this, especially with law. I have zero concept of that in general, even less in America. I was just noticing that all of their tactical vests, all of them say different things. Like 2 people has sheriff, 1 has police, and 1 is just empty. Is that normal, or am I just... I thought they had to have a uniform thing.
After interviewing with the detectives, I get the chance to speak with Donnie. Settle in, as you're about to hear his entire sex life story.
Oh, I don't want to hear that, Christopher. Why would you even preface that? I'm not going to watch more of that if I have to. I have to, don't I?
Explain to me why a 70-year-old man is attracted to having sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Well, I'll go back.
Oh, this is a therapy session now. Wow, okay. I didn't think this was gonna turn into a therapy session, but he literally just decided to open up. All right.
My last wife and I got a divorce after 20 years.
I don't know about that. I mean, most of the predators that we see do not have good lives. They don't. 20 years indicates to me you are solid enough of a person to keep and maintain a relationship for that long. I don't know. I don't know, Donnie. But I'll tell you what, man. If this guy is an actor, he definitely looks... This is probably not a compliment, but he looks the part.
It was a sexless marriage.
A sexless marriage.
Well, you had 2 kids, Donnie. What? She's not Virgin Mary, Donnie. Yeah.
When she found out our daughter was...
Black?
Had disabilities,
Oh.
she couldn't handle it.
Which mom has a kid who has disabilities and then gets somehow disheartened at that? And 2, just decides Donnie is the cause. Do you know how horrible it is? Like your kid might have disabilities and you're like, damn it, Donnie. What the hell did you do to your sperm, you idiot? I'm going back to work forever. What? That doesn't even seem like a real story. And okay, sorry for sounding precious right now, but if you have like someone with a disability, this is a beautiful opportunity to be able to take care of them. Like, it's a very tough thing, but like, I don't know a parent who would be less than proud of their child if they're managing with a disability as well. Like, that's amazing on everyone's part that they can pull through. Nobody even says that. No parent really. I just can't imagine that. I've been really sick for most of my life, and my mom has never said, "Oh, you are the worst piece of crap." She might have thought it, but she never said it though. So.
But I understand the frustration there, all right? I get that.
Oh, Chris. You understand. Loveless marriage, threw yourself into work. Chris is like, "Yo, shit, I've been there." Donnie. Whew.
Wanting to have sex with a 13-year-old girl, where does that come from?
Great question.
I wish I knew.
13 cannot give consent.
I understand.
Yet you're here at 70 years old.
Yeah, that's like 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13. And then you add 5.
You want to watch the father have sex with the daughter, you have sex with the daughter, then you have sex with the father.
Okay, this sounds like Chris Hansen wrote a porno and then decided, I'm gonna make this. Does nobody, don't say it like that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist in society. I'm sure in very, very horribly effed up cases, parent things like that happen. But like, I don't think I've ever seen or heard of it happening and then someone is like, "Yo, I'm gonna pump you out to random people as well." This just doesn't seem like a human thing. This seems like someone was reaching on True Blue and was like, "You know what we need? Some crazy stuff, Chris. How about a daddy-daughter, old papa thing happening here? Old grandpa thing."
I've never said anything.
That was in the chat, Donnie.
Oh, what the fuck? He reacted like Michael Scott from The Office.
How is this not a pyramid scheme?
All right, let me explain again.
That was in the chat, Donnie. Donnie, you cannot just make freaking weird onomatopoeia sounds. This is not... Okay, Donnie, how would you like to play it? Okay, well, he's insane.
So you never said you were going to have sex with the dad at some point?
After you had sex with the daughter, then watch the daughter and the father have sex.
I did not say anything about sex with the father that I remember.
This man would rather not be gay than do something illegal. This is how far we've come in this matter. He's like, "Excuse me, what'd you say? Sex with the girl and the father and all this stuff? I did not say that. Father, no. He's old and a man. That's 2 things I hate."
So you're going to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
Probably.
And you're okay with that?
This is not supposed to be a comedy, but every time they pan back to him, "And you're okay with doing this with an underage little girl."
You drove from Indiana. You stopped at the restaurant to get a milkshake. Knowing that it was going to a 13-year-old girl. You're going to get her all ready.
No, the milkshake is not the thing that gets her all ready. I'm glad they didn't name the milkshake place. Can you imagine if they had like a sponsorship they hated? You went to Dunkin' Donuts and you said, "Give me the regular." And they did. Donnie, it's a milkshake from hell. Dunkin' Donuts. Would never eat there.
And then you were going to let her have the milkshake, and you're going to take her in the back room, take off her clothes, look her over, touch her, feel her.
Hey. What are you describing? Chris, hey, chill the hell out, man. I understood the point like the first 2 times. What is it? You're getting a bit too detailed right now. What are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do? Put your left, where? Left index finger where? Tell me exactly. And then right one? Okay. And then what do you do with the... Yep, and then you swirl that around, huh? Wow, that's disgusting. Tell me more. Oh, Chris.
Molestes.
Hey.
Have sex with her. You're going to get your 70-year-old body all over this.
Okay, Chris. All right. Jesus Christ, man. Are we watching the show for pleasure or for pain? Mr. Hansen, enough.
Right? That was a plan?
That sounds very dirty and...
Well, what the hell is it then, Donnie?
Okay.
Mr. Hansen, that sounds really inappropriate and dirty. If you could just not, I'm just trying to drink my water through my handcuffs. I met a beautiful man and an even beautifuler little lady man, or whatever she is. I gave him or her a milkshake. I'd like to give myself a milkshake and shake my own hand and leave now. You're being really dirty, Chris. Please leave me alone.
Well, that's enough from talking that I need to do.
What do you do for a living, Don?
I'm retired.
Are you actually out of your mind, Donnie? I cannot be your evil coach anymore. I'm relinquishing myself from this position. Donnie literally sat there and was like, I am done with this. And he's like, what do you do? I'm retired. And then he continues to answer questions as if he never said what he just said like 2 seconds ago. I don't know whether to feel sorry for bloody Donnie because he might have some form of bloody dementia or something. I don't know what that was. He genuinely in 2 seconds just went back on something he said.
What did you do before you
I
retired?
was an engineer.
You made a good living.
Yes. When we got married, I know that one of the...
Oh my God, he speaks like a damn 70-year-old. I'm trying to understand the point, but Donnie's now going to attempt to blame all of his problems on something manic or something stupid that doesn't actually exist. This is common with most predators. They can find an excuse or a fault. Accepting responsibility is almost non-existent for most of these people, because if they actually had any responsibility, they would have convinced themselves not to do the thing that they were doing. So this is on brand. Whether it's fake or true, I don't know, but definitely this rings true to the 19 years of service that Chris Hansen did. Everyone seems to have a stupid ass excuse and they just run with it.
One of the people actually thought I had what was called a love disorder.
I have that too, Donnie. I have an ass disorder. You've got a nice ass, I might slap it. If you're off age and consenting, of course. See, I'm also, Donnie, that's the other thing about me. I'm not only ethical, but within legal bounds too. There's two things you need to operate on though.
A love disorder.
Is that something you know of?
Is that even real, Donnie? Love Disorder sounds like an album from the latest R&B singer Craig Johnson or something. I got a love disorder and I wanna put it in your butt.
They said it wasn't really a sex addiction, but it's that you wanted to be needed.
That's called human being, Donnie. Every human craves the touch of someone else. It's very, very rare that you don't. Humans are almost like made to be paired with each other. That's just life, man. If you wanted to be loved and cherished, maybe go to your 20-year marriage, bro. It sounds like you just wanted more.
Why did you think it was good for a father to allow his 13-year-old daughter to have sex with a 70-year-old man?
Oh, God, I mean, honestly, this man is the greatest. I've never seen a more nonchalant reaction to something so actually vile. Look at his face. If you just freeze on that face, it looks like a turtle gone wrong, seriously.
Yeah, I said a lot of things. I said I'd done other 13-year-olds too, and I hadn't.
That's not how you say that.
But you said you were talking to a 15-year-old and you're going to do her when she turns 16.
That's not how you say that.
That's the age legal at that time.
It creates the impression that you do this a lot, Donnie.
Well, 2 cases, that was it.
2 illegal cases and you say that's a lot. I don't think that's a lot. I think in 70 years, 2 cases, 1 every 35. Another 35, I'll be 105. I'll do my 3rd one. It's okay. I think you can allow it.
Now, you have daughters of your own.
Yes.
Did you have sex with your daughters
No,
when they were
I did
13?
not.
Did you offer your 13-year-old daughters for
No, I
sex
did
with
not.
adult men?
So in, a realistic depiction here, Chris turns the question against Donnie and says, did you ever put your daughters through this situation? And in a very real way, he answers, cutting Chris Hansen off, showing that he is annoyed to even be asked that. And it's ridiculous that you would even ask that. It's almost maybe a predator thing or an evil thing that you can remove yourself from the person you are and accept none of the consequences. But when it comes to you defending things, you're back and trying to be a human again. That's quite a common occurrence when it comes to people like this.
Why is it okay for you to come here and do it today, Donnie? Are you a predator?
No.
You're going to prey upon a 13-year-old girl?
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know that. Donnie, you're sitting in a chair. Everyone videotaped you. There's cameras all around you. They had like 6 people with bulletproof vests on. You're in handcuffs with a bottle of water in your hand talking to Chris Hansen, a guy for 20 years who's been busting preds. Do you know how evidence works, Donnie? Back in your day, maybe the cameras didn't move at 24 frames a second, but it's not olden day times, Donnie. It's today times. They got you in 4K. You got captured, bro.
Well, I think it's pretty clear
I'm not
based on
really
the
sure I can even get a hard on, just to tell you the
God. Donnie. Things I didn't want to hear from old people or people.
Did you bring Viagra or another drug?
No.
So you're just going to have this experiment and see if you can pull it off?
Basically.
When's the last time you had sex with a young girl?
2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago.
For someone who said that he's done talking twice now, he's certainly giving a lot of information away that would absolutely build a case of his, against him, sorry. And I feel like anybody actually in this situation would probably seek a lawyer or something else, some sort of help without speaking to people, but apparently Donnie seems to waive that right, so.
Why then today?
Everybody was so excited and wanted to do this, and...
Do you have a sexual addiction, Donnie?
No.
Sorry, I'm just looking at his face and his beautiful neckline and you're just beautiful man, really. But you know when you're like a little self-aware and you're like, yeah, I look good or I don't look good or whatever. People being self-aware is a pretty good skill in life. Like for me, I think I look very not that nice, but I'm okay with that. Donnie over here thinks he looks like friggin' Brad Pitt on steroids. You gotta have that amazing personality, Donnie, and it doesn't seem like you have that either. What I'm looking at looks like a thumb. Don't know if I've ever been attracted to a thumb before, so... Donnie, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and be like, even if I wanted to do this illegal stuff, I don't think I'm good enough.
One psychologist said it was asexual.
Deviancy? Something like deviancy, yeah.
My thing is I want to explore.
Find a cave then, motherfucker.
I want to explore
You're
sexual
an adventurer.
behavior.
Why don't you climb a mountain or something as opposed to come over and rape a 13-year-old girl?
Well, it's more the journey than the end result.
Hey, oh, that's a very philosophical thing to say while trying to do an underage person. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Donnie, guy trying to bang a dad and a 13-year-old daughter. It's very good. Inspirational, Donnie.
It's like hunting. It's more the chase than the...
This is like hunting to you.
Now you're twisting my word.
Donnie, just shut the hell up. You're just, honestly, you're making this so much worse than it ever needed to be. It's already at its worst, but you're somehow managing to find ways to make it worse.
I like to meet new people.
You can't go to a social setting near your home where more appropriately aged people are?
I like that Chris Hansen is just torturing him at this point. Like, this is all this is. This is some Donnie, I don't know, maybe too stupid to actually leave this interview. Chris Hansen is just reflecting over all the things he could have done and didn't do to end up here. I wish that we did read the chat logs because in all other shows, especially on Dateline, NBC and stuff, we do have the chat logs and Chris Hansen reads it out to the person. There seems to be a distinct lack of evidence here, and I don't know why that is. Again, I'm really, like, you know, on the back of my head rooting for this is fake, and even though I'll be disappointed that it's fake and they actually tried to make this horrible thing, I would at least sleep a little better knowing that this isn't a real occurrence. Because if it's real, that's harder to digest, and I don't know which one it is.
You're in a boatload of trouble, son.
I understand that.
There's something else you need to understand, that I'm Chris Hansen.
Okay.
And I'm a journalist, and we do stories.
Okay.
Okay. So then Chris Hansen does the famous, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, except this is now, I'm Chris Hansen with True Blue with 2 U's.
On men who try to meet children for sex.
Okay.
Are you sorry about this?
Absolutely.
Are you sorry about this? Yes. You may leave. Really? Hell no.
Anything else?
No, not for you.
Okay. Donnie, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Hey, Donnie, I got one more thing I want to ask you, if that's okay.
I don't want to point anything bad. Like, you know, I don't want to point this out, but like usually chat logs ripped straight from the thing are printed in print paper. Like that's an A4 lining paper, and I know he may have some notes down, but I've never seen him with notes, and I've watched a lot of To Catch a Predator. I'm just trying to find ways to maybe think that this is potentially fake. At the end, we'll discuss it, but does he not normally always read out of chat logs which are printed? And if he got the text, they'd be printed because it would take way longer to write the damn things out. That seems counterproductive, so I don't know. But maybe these are just notes on the guy. Again, Why wouldn't you print it? But all right.
What's all this stuff about you meeting some folks over at Penzi and the Greenfield Area Chamber of Commerce?
I facilitate group meetings with people with addiction.
You telling me this guy is 70, he used to be an engineer, currently he runs a group that talks about people with addiction? Does this not sound like a movie? This sounds like the movie Half Nelson in a way. Half Nelson is a movie about a teacher who's a great teacher, but also smokes crack. Ryan Gosling. Good movie. Is it called Full Nelson? I don't know. But anyway, someone's named Nelson in it. And he smokes crack. And it seems like it's like, oh damn, you're trying to teach people good values, but you're a crack smoker? That's crazy. This is that. But the thing is, Ryan Gosling doesn't actually smoke crack, I think. Let's not go too far. But you know what I mean? This seems like a movie character.
My recovery is from anger, the sex deviant type stuff.
Was that an addiction for you? And again, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm trying to help other folks who might be in the same situation.
Well, you are trying to embarrass him. Also, he's very embarrassing. Also, God, you can't answer the question, are you an addict after going to something which you claim is an AA meeting? Donnie! Donnie! Remember where you are. And I mean not like mentally, I mean like physically. You're in someone else's house getting absolutely wrecked, trying to bang people that you shouldn't.
I was on websites talking to women.
And were you meeting them or just talking to them?
Just talking to them.
So you're getting off that way with the chance.
Well, he couldn't get off because he's, impotent, as he so told everyone, which is just fantastic.
We never made, most of them.
It was fantasy.
99% of them are fake. Either they're hookers.
Well, hookers are not fake, Donnie. They're real people. The real feeling. Donnie, what are you... They're not real people, they're hookers. Some of them strippers, which is only 50% real person. Only the parts with clothes on are the real people. So, like, that's how it is.
Or there's somebody trying to scam you out of money.
Got it.
Oh, send me $50 and I'll come.
For $50 and it'll come. Sounds like a good deal to me, Donnie.
So your wife caught you messing around online, is that?
Well, she knew I was talking to other people online.
Right.
She didn't like it.
Yeah, Donnie is a 70-year-old who understands the concept of catfishing. Somehow managed to elicit a conversation in which he found a dad and a daughter willing to do this. He's apparently done this before. He's a smooth operator with many women, but doesn't know how to delete his browsing history.
And she was actually playing around on me at the time also.
She was.
And that was pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Oh! Can I play that one more time? Oh my God, Chris. That is the yeah of a man who's had it happen to him too.
That was pretty devastating.
Yeah.
She was cheating, Chris. Yeah. Let this man go. What? Let him go. He's had enough. Cheating bitch. Oh, damn, Chris. What happened?
So you go to these meetings there and you talk to other people who are recovering from various addictions as well.
And this I see is pretty much a relapse.
Well,
19 years we've been doing predator investigations, and I can honestly tell you I have never seen, heard, or experienced anything quite like that.
yeah, I mean, 19 years of watching you, and I've never experienced, heard, or ever even contemplated that even existing. Also, why is there a TV box there? Did you literally just decorate the room?
Donnie was indicted by a grand jury and charged with 2 felonies. Importuning.
Why is there a guy in a balaclava? What are you hiding from, sir? You're in a red shirt. It's not like anyone can't see you. And I don't mean to be rude, but you're not in the best shape. What are you gonna hide behind? The couch? In a balaclava? What? God, this show is so confusing, man.
A 70-year-old man drove from Indiana, retired engineer, for a scenario in which he would have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
This is what I'm thinking. And like I've seen, I'll talk to you more about it at the end, but I've seen like things where it looks, I mean, I can't verify if the police stations are real or not. I don't know, and I don't want to claim that they're not. But like every now and again, I see stuff and I'm like, this doesn't look at all like the NBC stuff that they used to do. The way that the cops handle situations they just seem very different. And I say that it might be fake. I will show you 2 other instances at the end so you can maybe we can see and we can judge together. But just take that with a grain of salt.
And then he would watch the girl's father have sex with the girl. And then they were all going to have sex together.
Okay, Chris is now going to the cops and telling them his porno fantasy plot here. This is much, Chris. This is too much. Basically, the episode ends with Chris Hansen talking and recapping the same thing with an officer, and the officer's like, this is bad. And that's all that happens. We don't really see what happens to them afterwards, and we're left guessing. Now, I've read the comments. Nobody obviously thinks it's fake because people are, you know, not like me and not skeptical. But before, you know, you hate on me, let me at least show you 2 other instances. This one's called Leo the Umpire Strikes Out, I know. And if you look at the episode, like, I'm not gonna watch the thing, but like at the start of the episode, the officers like tackle him, and for the whole episode, he's got this extremely red, sort of bruised, bloodied nose and things. And I can tell you for an absolute fact, there is no way police would want this out anywhere. They would not. This is not a good representation of the law. Just absolutely canning a dude and busting him up when he hasn't had proper representation or stood trial in a court of law. That would be very, very bad for a lot of people. I mean, I'm talking about on the side of justice. And his nose looks absolutely busted, but it also looks, to me, like someone put candle wax that's red on his nose. And so I was looking at the channel and I was like, okay, maybe, you know, he got tackled. This is really what happened. He got his nose a little ruffled up. Then I looked at another episode, a more recent one. This one's called Sam Ran for a Reason. And this guy also has similar damn stains on his head. He's got bruises. Every time the cops attack someone, they're sustaining injuries. And I've never seen it on NBC Dateline ever. I've never seen any of the people get hurt. I know you're allowed to use force, but nobody uses that much force to break the skin. That seems like it's excessive. And in 2 different occurrences, and only on this show and never on any of the other shows he's done. What do you think? I'm just asking. We've now looked at an episode of True Blue Takedown with Chris Hansen. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is him finding the most evil people of all time at this time in his career? Or is it maybe that they're finding it hard to find certain people, and on the show they're embellishing content so that they can make up storylines? And if they are, is it that bad? Because we know that there are predators out there. There's EDPs roaming this country. It's not wrong, but is Chris doing a disservice to us by now acting or doing things with actors when he could be really busting people? Or is this just to show like a warning to Preds and show how bad things could really get? You tell me. All I know is that when I get to 70, I'm not going to be doing that. Because when I'm 70, I'm going to finally do a backflip and then flip people off. And that's going to be a Guinness World Record. That's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. I think in 10 more years, we'll see Chris Hansen doing even more shows. This man never seems to stop catching Preds, whether they're real or fake. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And until then, please stay safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.